Honourable Member for Grande, Prairie, Wapiti.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm happy to see this government has finally started to pay attention to Alberta's farms and ranches, but I'm concerned about the method they are using to pass new legislation. As someone who has had a long-standing relationships with the farming community, I support farm safety legislation. However, Mr. Speaker, I am concerned that this government is not adequately consulting with industry on how this may affect them and how quickly. My question is to the Minister of Labour. Can you explain how you consulted with industry to create...
Madam Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to the member for the question. We've been having discussions with farmers and ranchers and industry representatives for some time. We've been doing, the ministry staff have been working on this file for a long time, and the time is now that we actually move on farm and ranch safety. We're having specific consultations coming forward in the next few weeks, and we're very looking forward to hearing more details about what will really work in the farming and ranching sector. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Given that this legislation is due to come into effect in 42 days and that Alberta's farms and ranches will have to make some major changes and spend a lot of money to comply, can the Minister explain why they are rushing to implement this so quickly without vetting it through all stakeholder groups it applies to?
Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to the member for the question. And we have been working for a long time with the farming and ranching sector, and we've had discussions with them all along. And we're going to talk about specifics. We're going to move ahead prudently and taking into consideration the very unique aspects of farming and ranching. As I said, calving season doesn't happen from 9 to 5. So we're absolutely working with farmers and moving forward prudently and slowly.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Given that this legislation was introduced in the House on November 17th and that public consultations that are scheduled will occur around the same time as the bill is debated in the Assembly or even after the legislation is passed, will the Minister admit that it doesn't really matter what the stakeholders say, this government is going to pass the bill anyway? Is that what you call consultation?
Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to the member for the question. We are moving ahead prudently on this, and we're making sure that we hear from industry and know specifics. The specific Occupational Health and Safety Code actually doesn't come into effect until 2017. We're working very much collaboratively with them so that we can have the right fit for this industry. We care very much about family farms, and we're working with them now.